Hey everyone, so glad you could join us today. We're going to dive straight into something a little different, and honestly, it's pretty powerful. In today's Explainer, we're breaking down this fantastic audio podcast by a creator named MD Yosuf. It's just so fascinating to listen to young creators behind microphones sharing these incredibly profound ideas. And what we've done is take the core of his audio podcast and translate it into a structured roadmap for you right here. Yusuf's work tackles the raw, completely unglamorous reality of ambition and what it actually takes to build a meaningful life. So we've extracted the absolute best insights for you. If you really want to understand the true mechanics of achieving your goals, you're in the right place. Let's get building. Society absolutely loves a finished product. We constantly praise the doctor holding that prestigious award, the entrepreneur running a massive company, or the athlete hoisting a championship trophy. That's what we see, the polished final outcome. But honestly, it's a total illusion. It's like an iceberg. What we don't see is everything hiding underwater. We don't see the grueling early mornings before the sun even comes up. We don't see the crushing failures, the relentless studying, or the deep personal sacrifices. We live in a world that blasts the finish line all over the place, but completely hides the marathon it took to get there. And that perfectly sets up the core thesis of our explainer today. This is straight from the source. Success usually looks like one big moment from the outside, but in reality, it is made of thousands of small moments. I really want you to let that sink in for a second. Those massive, life-changing achievements you're chasing, they are not going to happen in a single flash of lightning. No way. They are entirely cumulative. They are literally the sum total of tiny, almost invisible decisions you make when absolutely no one else is watching. It's really helpful to think about this as the architecture of success. Imagine standing on the street, craning your neck to look up at a beautiful, towering skyscraper. You're awestruck by the sheer size of it, right? But that massive structure was constructed just one single brick at a time. Your life, your long-term goals, your expertise, they work the exact same way. Every single time you choose discipline over a quick distraction, or every time you choose to practice a skill instead of endlessly scrolling on your phone, you are laying another solid brick for your future. All right, moving into section 2, the enemy named procrastination, or refusing to lay the first brick. So you can have the absolute best architectural blueprint in the world, but if you don't actually pour the foundation, you've got nothing. Procrastination is that universal roadblock that completely halts progress before it even takes a breath. By definition, it's simply the habit of delaying important tasks. And actually, here's a fun fact from the source material. Researchers have found that procrastination isn't really a time management issue at all. It's an emotion regulation problem. We totally convince ourselves we're just waiting for the perfect moment to begin, mostly just to avoid the stress of starting. We tell ourselves we need more energy or maybe better equipment, but waiting around for that perfect moment, that is a massive mistake. You know exactly how this snowball effect works. Step 1 happens. You tell yourself, I'll just start tomorrow. It feels totally harmless, right? It's just one single day. But then step 2 hits. Tomorrow suddenly becomes, I'll just begin next week. Next week turns into next month. And before you even realize it, you've hit step 3. The opportunities have completely passed you by. The world simply didn't wait for you to feel ready. If you're serious about learning and growing, you kind of have to accept this harsh truth. Perfect conditions rarely, if ever, exist. There are always going to be challenges popping up. There'll for sure be a new distraction, some new fire to put out, or a brand new excuse to delay. The absolute best time to start is literally right now. You don't need to have the whole entire roadmap figured out. Even if you're moving at a snail's pace, you are still moving forward. Small progress is still progress, guys. You just have to begin. Okay, section 3, the lifelong learning habit, gathering your building materials. So if you want to build a taller skyscraper, you're going to need stronger materials. In this rapidly changing world where tech and trends shift literally overnight, continuous learning is the actual mortar that holds your future together. And hey, learning goes way beyond the 4 walls of a traditional classroom. You can gather materials by reading books, listening to an awesome audio podcast, just like the one that inspired today's explainer, learning directly from mentors, or even just extracting the hard lessons from your own mistakes. Every single day gives you a fresh chance to become just a little bit wiser than you were yesterday. I really want you to burn this number into your brain, 30. Just imagine the extraordinary, almost magical compound results of dedicating a mere 30 minutes a day to learning something new. Just half an hour. Think about the sheer mountain of knowledge you'd stack up in just 1 year. Now project that out further. Think about where you could be in 5 years. A 30-minute daily investment seems incredibly small, almost insignificant in the moment, but the long-term payoff, absolutely staggering.
Which brings us to Section 4, your environment shapes you, the scaffolding of success.
We've talked a lot about your internal habits, your bricks and your mortar. But as humans, our progress absolutely does not happen in a vacuum. It is heavily influenced by our scaffolding, meaning the people around us. If you surround yourself with people who genuinely value education, you naturally become more interested in learning. It just rubs off on you. If you surround yourself with discipline, you inevitably get inspired to work much harder. The attitudes of the people in your immediate circle act like an invisible current. They're either actively pushing you toward your goals, or they're dragging you away from them. So the crucial takeaway here is that you have to intentionally curate your social circle. And this isn't about judging anyone else. It's simply about protecting your own trajectory. Choose people who challenge you to level up, and choose people who will remind you of your goals when you're feeling super discouraged. Because if your friends only ever want to binge watch TV when you desperately need to study, well, it might be time to find a study buddy. Never underestimate this. A single positive, ambitious friendship has the power to completely change the direction of your life. Finally, Section 5, building your future today, reaching the summit. So we've covered the whole illusion of success, the trap of procrastination, the incredible power of daily learning, and why your environment is so key. Now I want you to ask yourself this question, and seriously try to visualize it. 5 years from now, what kind of person do you actually want to become? What specific skills do you want to have mastered by then? What achievements do you hope to have unlocked? Really try to picture that future version of yourself standing right there at the summit. See your skyscraper fully built. Got that image? Okay, now bring your focus immediately back down to the present moment. Snap back to today. Ask yourself, what is one small habit I can start right now that will move me toward that future? Maybe it's sitting down and reading for that 30 minutes. Maybe it's practicing a little bit of a new coding language. Or honestly, maybe it's just putting your phone in another room so you can actually focus. Big dreams require you to pick just one small thing and start laying that very first brick today. And that brings us right to Yosuf's really powerful closing statement from his audio podcast. Great achievements are not built in a day, they are built daily. Your future is not created in some dramatic Hollywood movie-style montage. It just isn't. It is created by the quiet, totally unglamorous choices you are making every single day. To wrap up our explainer today, I just want to remind you that life is a journey of continuous growth. It is definitely not a sprint against everyone else around you. Please do not compare your Chapter 1 to someone else's Chapter 20. Focus entirely on your own architecture. Take one small step, then take another. So I'm going to leave you with this final provocative thought to chew on. The moment this explainer ends, what is the very next small step you are going to take today? Keep learning, keep building, and we'll see you next time.